The first thing I like to do is surround the fuel filter housing with paper towel. It's a messy job. You're gonna spill diesel. You'll need a T20 Torx bit to remove the 5 bolts on top of the fuel filter housing lid. My preferred method for removing the fuel filter lid is to just reach under the metal fuel lines and pull straight up. It's going to take a little bit of force and it may make a mess. This is probably a good time to mention that you're not going to want to wear clothes that you care about, and you're going to want to wear gloves. Now you're going to want to reach in, grab the filter, pull it out. It's going to be completely saturated in diesel. Just let it drain back into the fuel filter housing. It's going to take a couple of minutes. This next step is not required. I like to drain all the fuel out of the fuel filter housing just so I can see to the bottom, make sure it's clear of any metal shavings, dirt, or other contaminants. To extract the fuel, I'm using a small hand vacuum pump that I got from Harbor Freight. It doesn't hold much in the container, so I have to do this several times. I think I ended up extracting around 16 ounces of diesel fuel. Once the fuel's drained, I like to do a quick visual inspection, just make sure it's clear, clean, there's nothing inside the fuel filter housing. The gasket for the fuel filter housing is actually located on the fuel filter itself. Just make sure it's clean before installing. Installation simple, just plop the filter inside the fuel filter housing and make sure that the center fuel line goes into the center of the fuel filter. At this point, I'm going to get all the bolts started in preparation for the final torque. The recommended fastener torque is 5 Newton meters, which is between 3 and 4 foot-pounds. I'm going to do 4 just to be safe. It might be worth mentioning that I'm using a inch-pound torque wrench just to be able to hit that low number. The final and most important step is to purge the air out of the fuel system. To do this, I'm using OBD11. You can also use VCDS if you have that. Select control units, engine, basic settings, and transfer fuel pump sequence. Hold down the green check mark to start the test. It's going to run for about a minute. You're going to want to repeat this 3 times. As the pumps are running, you're just going to double check that you don't have any leaks around the fuel filter housing or the fuel lines. Once you've completed the 3rd and final fuel pump transfer sequence, you're done.